What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. As hard as it is to believe, we have had our Cybertruck for 1 year now, and it has been a crazy experience. We'll talk about all the good and the bad, from how polarizing of a vehicle it is to how it drives and why we feel it is our most fun Tesla we've ever owned. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break this down. We'll talk about the outside of the vehicle again. We'll go inside, talk about the truck bed and some of its shortcomings, as well as being one of the early first 1000 VINs, some of the issues we've had along the way also. Let's jump right into it. The first call out, since we were such an early adapter here, the wheel covers here, and I laugh because we just got these about a month ago. It totally changes the look of the truck. These were missing. It took us 11 months to get them. Luckily, it's finally here and well worth the wait. So if you have got your truck or you're thinking about getting your truck, they will now come with your vehicle. When you order it, there's not going to be a delay. They're finally here. They originally rolled them out and they had to recall them because these were digging into the sidewells of the tires and causing issues. No more do you have to worry about that. This is the second generation. They look good and all of that good stuff. Also, while we're talking about this, don't forget to use our affiliate link up down below if you're thinking about picking up any Tesla vehicle in general, not just a Cybertruck. You can save as much as you can at the current rate that they're offering, and you'll be good to go. Now again, the most difficult piece of owning this truck also is keeping it clean. I purposely didn't want to take it through the car wash or wipe it down before we did this video, but if you have ADD and like to keep things super clean, this is probably not going to be the truck for you, unfortunately. It shows fingerprints and smears, and it is probably the hardest truck we've had, or any vehicle really, to keep clean. It's not to say it's not possible if you dedicate enough time and want to use Barkeeper's best friend on that. However, it does become a pain in the ass to do. Aside from the actual build of the truck, yes, it's bulletproof. It can take a good hit. We've had no issues, no dings, no scratches, but there are still plastic pieces on the truck, like these fenders here, obviously the charging port, and the bumper down here as well. While we're moving around to the back end of the vehicle, one thing I do want to talk about is the actual truck bed itself. And we actually have had an issue with this, and we'll talk more about it when we get to the software. But one of the things we've had is the latch here now on the back of the truck bed says it is not secure, even though it is closed, and it is soft closing and it locks. You can hear it, but the actual vehicle does not register it. We're waiting on a service request to get that fixed as we speak. But just something to let you know, there are still issues outstanding. And obviously you do have that full 6-foot truck bed back here, and it has been an awesome addition. We haven't had a truck in a while. It is super nice to be able to actually be able to tow anything or put anything in the back here that we want without worrying about it getting dirty, as you can see here. And then also, you obviously do have that sub trunk that you can actually put drinks in. It has a drain plug. It does have the separation dividers here as well. So none of that would actually need to be in the car if you didn't need it to be. Also over here, don't forget, you do have your outlets. You have your 240 and your 120s. They do work well. They do not work still when you are charging, unfortunately. So that's something to keep in mind. They said it'll be available in another software release. We've just yet to see it. Obviously, Tesla and a ton of other third-party manufacturers have a bunch of different accessories for this truck. The divider is one of them. The cargo bins are another. We do have the under-seat dividers or storage bins as well. So we'll show you that here in a minute also as we continue our way around. Obviously, you do have your etching for the Foundation series. That was obviously what was available when we purchased this one. There was no non-Foundation, but you won't get that if you don't have another if you don't buy a Foundation series model. The doors here also do open 90 degrees, and it does make all the difference as well for putting things in. We actually bought a TV we didn't put in the back of the truck bed just to test how it would fit down here, and it did make it so much easier doing it that way. For the actual under-seat storage bins we were talking about, as you can see here, this is Tesla's own first-party option. It does look pretty good. It helps out with holding things like some groceries and all that if you needed. So that's always good to see as well. As you can see here, the seats do get a little dirty. My daughter actually likes to put her feet on them, but they do wipe off. That is no issue there at all. With the Foundation series also, you do get these floor mats, the all-weather floor mats that look really good. They've held up great, I do have to say. I'm definitely happy about those. One thing that still stumps people is how to get in the truck as well. They're not used to this button that you'd press on the door side right over here. But people get used to it pretty easily once you talk about it to them. You obviously do have your massive driver's seat and passenger seat. You do feel super comfortable in here. You have your Foundation badging again right on the inside here, right on the dash. Yep. And then also all your speakers that you can see here and around the other parts of the vehicle as well, with the Cybertruck etching down there looking like it's welded on, but it is not welded at all. It just kind of looks that way. Pretty neat nonetheless. Swing around the other side of the car. As you can see, again, Foundation badging. One huge downside of this truck is this A-pillar here on both sides. It is super hard to see when trying to turn left or right sometimes. It is a massive blind spot there. So just keep that in mind. Again, not the end-all be-all, but it is not ideal nonetheless due to the angles of this car. The side plastic pieces up here, they do collect right over here all the water and dust and dirt on both sides. A little bit of a pain, but again, to be expected on any vehicle. And then as always, you have your frunk, which, as you can see, is not as deep as some of the competitors, but still nice and long. You can actually fit a set of golf clubs in here, and they do look really good. What a lot of people don't know, or did not know at the beginning here either, is that this light bar is not the daytime lights, it's just the running lights. The actual headlights are down here at the bottom. As you saw when we were doing a quick interior walkthrough, the rear screen on the Cybertruck is awesome. It gives you plenty of options, obviously, for your fan temperature, to the seat controls, to your music controls, to all your media controls, games, and all of that good stuff. It is a very good, high-quality display that we really like, and my daughter loves it. She actually plays some games, watches YouTube all the time on here, and it makes it very convenient for road trips, especially now with Tesla software updates, and it tells you the time to destination, so you don't have to hear all those, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And then, moving right on up to the main display, this is the largest interior display in a Tesla. Obviously, until the Cybercab comes, that is a little larger, but I do want to talk about a couple things here. The first being, this is that warning alert that I've had for weeks now. It says tailgate not securely closed. We have a service appointment for that. However, in typical fashion, we can't get in for a couple months. Hopefully it's not a security concern. They didn't seem to think it was, so it is what it is with that. We'll ride it out. We have had to take it in for a number of different quote-unquote recalls. Some were physical, obviously, with the motors, the windshield wipers, and things of that nature. Not ideal, but again, it kind of comes with the territory when you do have an early VIN of any vehicle. One thing that is new in the recent software updates is under towing and hauling, and now we have trailer profiles, as you can see, as well as trailer auxiliary power. As any Tesla vehicle does, it simply keeps getting better in time with software updates. This is no different. Like I said, they're going to continue to keep bringing out more and more updates for the Cybertruck specifically when everything gets going. If you guys did not also just see the news, Tesla V4 superchargers currently and V4 cabinets will be able to charge this at up to 500 kilowatts. But they did currently unlock recently. Now it can charge on any of those up to 325. Nice little boost from the 240 that it was currently doing. So aside from all of this though, you can see all your typical controls, a little more unique to Cybertruck with your ride height, since it does have that adaptive suspension, which does make it very smooth to drive. Your tonneau cover, and all your headlights and everything else normal. Dynamics, you do have Comfort Sport, Custom, and Off-Road. If you go into off-road, you do now have a separate app as well. And when you confirm to do that, you can see the whole screen actually changed here, and you can launch the off-road app, which actually gives you views of all of your camera angles around here. You have off-road modes for overland and Baja, your pitch, your roll, your compass, rear steering if you want an on or off, wade mode, which actually pressurizes the battery, and you can go through a few feet of water, your locking differentials, and your ride height. This is where you can go into high, very high, and extract. High is at 12.2 inches as we're currently in. And then you have all of your motor temperature and your PSIs. Very, very cool nonetheless how they actually thought this app out. If you take it out of the look there, it still keeps it the same here for you in the full screen view, like if you were in FSD. You do have all of your outlets and charging mods. If you have a light bar, you'd have the powered feed from the roof, that would be on. You can keep the outlets on if you want for 12 hours at a time, or go into cyber tent mode as well, if you choose. Autopilot's here. And this is where we come to our next piece that we are not a fan of. Yes, Cybertruck now does have FSD. It's had it for a few months now. However, it is just not very good right now in the Cybertruck. It really does favor lane drift to the left. It really is not centered at all. And it just does not do a great job in day-to-day travels. So just something to keep in mind. Again, that'll keep getting better. But as we know with Tesla and FSD as a whole, we don't know how long it's going to take for them to get there. Typical locks control, lighting, obviously you do have the ambient lights for the accents you can change in here. Seats is new for all Teslas as well. Display, schedule, safety, service, nothing else uniquely new here to Cybertruck. The steering wheel here, the Cybertruck does have steer-by-wire, which means the actual steering wheel and the wheels are not connected directly. And this makes for an amazing turning ratio and a much more interesting and fun driving experience personally. The whole wheel does not turn multiple times. It's simply left to right, and it does actually give you a much better driving experience in my opinion. So one last thing as well, as you can see here, it is more slammed down to the ground. This is the truck in entry mode. So there are about 5 different preset height adjustments you can get. This is the lowest one. We usually use this one when we're charging, simply for the fact it makes it easy because the cord where we have it plugged in is a little difficult to reach. But this gives you a total different look when it's slammed down right on top of the tires, and then showing you the complete opposite in let's go to extract mode to show you what that gives you. So basically right now in entry level mode, we have 8 inches of clearance. Let's go ahead and go right to high, and you guys can see it raising up. We're a little over 11 inches, now 12, 12.4. So this is in high. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into off-road and go to extract. And this is going to be the highest setting you can get to, and it does take a little while longer. You can't really drive at high speeds on this one, but again, this does change the whole look of the truck. We are over 5 inches higher now in extract mode. Again, it does take a little while for it to get all the way to its max point. I can still hear it, that air compressor raising up. But look at just the difference here from what we were just at with entry mode to extract. What do you guys think? This would make it so much easier if you were off-roading and you had a bunch of rocky conditions and other hazardous conditions to be able to go up this high. I think it looks really good this way as well. I do wish you can drive it in this mode, but you cannot, unfortunately. And right now we're at 14.4 inches. Huge, huge difference from that 8 we were just on. So if you come over here with us, you can see exactly that difference in height. Remember, it was slammed down almost right there. And now you can see the actual shock and suspension there. Looks really, really cool and good to me. So if you can't tell, we are super happy about owning this baby, even though now you can get it for about $25,000 less because it is eligible for the tax credit now. They do have the non-foundation model. So these are all extra factors to take in mind if you're purchasing one of these right now. We love it. Obviously, those issues that we had, they come with the territory, like I said. The problem is Tesla service is still just not where it needs to be, and sometimes there are delays getting anything fixed for any Tesla vehicle, and the Cybertruck is no different. Let us know in the comments down below, are you thinking about getting one of these? It's so fun. Our little one likes it. She loves getting in it. She says, take this everywhere, not the Model 3, but here it is, the Cybertruck for the last 12 months. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Peace.